All right, all right. All right. Welcome in, welcome in. This is I Bring It Every Day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for coming on in. Appreciate everybody coming in. And let's go. Yeah, let's do it. So it's Motivation Monday. Welcome in. And I see some people in the chat, and thank you so much. So let's say hi to everybody. So let's see. Oh, so Rosalie came in early. She may be she may be at work by now. Wow. Thank you so much, Rosalie James. And I like this hand pink waving and face fuchsia flower shape. Lisa Knits, hello. It's probably time for bed for you almost. Good. Thank you for coming. And it's not magic. Morning, Kelly and O. Roberta, hello. Good to see you. Suzanne, hello. Welcome. Crazy Crafters. Oh, wow. Morning, Kelly. Thank you so much for coming. All right. This is awesome. Yay. Well, thank you all so much for coming. It's Motivation Monday. Let's get our week. The evil plan of the I Bring It Every Day channel is to start our week off on a positive note and set the intention for what we're going to do for the week. I mean, you can do it longer than that, but that's kind of the short version of it, of what we're trying to do. All right. So let's get right to it. And yes, good to see you all. So here it is. So I'm going to go back to this quote because I used this before, but I like it. And this is by Ken Poirot. And he said, success is to wake up each morning and consciously decide that today will be the best day of your life. Okay. One more time. This is a lot of words. Okay. Success is to wake up each morning and consciously decide that today will be the best day of your life. And that's Ken Poirot. So that's the thing. And that's sort of let me move this down just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I got a lot on my head there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So the plan is, it's today's Monday. I mean, you could do this every day actually, and the whole thing is you just want to get out there and say, hey, this is the day that I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna every day. You want to get up and consciously try to make it the best day for today. Yes. So, let me move my thing there. There we go. Yeah, I got my pillow. I'll make that look a little better. Yes. So there it is. Yes. So that's it. That's the first motivational quote that I want to just put out there. And let me know what you think. So so we've been sort of on this journey of seizing the day. Seize the day and get it going. And and it's whatever you make it. And that's the thing. So if you have two choices. You can consciously set up the intention to have the day go in a positive way, or it can go in a negative way. So the plan is to make it obviously go in a positive way, and then you proceed from there. And so that the day doesn't run you, right? Okay. That's that. Let's see what else. I'm going to check this stream real quick. I think I see it. No, that's Nightbot. So Nightbot's dropping. Nightbot's getting spammy. Very spammy in the chat, but that's okay. And these are some of the members on the channel that have been supporting I Bring It Every Day for a long time. So appreciate everybody coming in. Not like I said, you don't have to be a member, but if you're a subscriber, you're a member actually, because it's a conscious decision to decide to come back. And that's a big deal. Yeah. So anyway, I don't think I have anybody on Facebook yet, but I'm sort of co-streaming on Facebook just to see what happens. See if anybody's there. And yeah, there's that. Okay. So I'm gonna put Ken Poirot in the description, after the live, but I'll put that in there. But that's the main thing, you just want to seize the day, and I know people have said seize the day. I don't know who said that, or people say today's the day, so you got to make it, make the most of it, with what you have, because you only have a limited amount of time. And I forget that song from Rent. That's a year, but 24 hours is what you get. And if you subtract out the amount of time that you're sleeping, so it might be I don't know, let's say 8. Let me see. I'll have to get my phone and do the math on this. This is interesting. It got me thinking about this. Somebody talked about this when I was working, and I said, and when you kind of put out these, situations, you go, oh my gosh, when you do the math, it's kind of interesting. All right, so we'll do it in hours. So we got 24 hours. Okay, so I'll put that there per day. You subtract out 6 to 8 hours. So I'll do 7 just as a, medium. So you subtract 7, you're down to 17 hours. And then you have to, some people work, so 9 to 5. So it might be that's 8, and maybe you need an hour commute, give or take. So let's subtract 10. I'm going to subtract 10. So now you're down to 7 hours, right? 7 hours are left. So that's pretty much the amount of time that you have to do all of your fun stuff. And what I mean by fun stuff is things that you have planned for your life. You have about 7 hours, unless you don't sleep. There's Laura. Yay. Good to see you on Facebook. And thank you. Good to see you, Laura Power or Laura's Block Ministry. Yes. So what do you think of that? Isn't that amazing when you get down to, when you break down that 24-hour day, you basically have 7 hours, to play with, to move yourself forward. And if you have anything, like I said, if you have anything on your bucket list, that you want to do, you got to remember that there's like a lot of steps. Like everything in life is steps. So, like for example, let's say, like I want to go to Hawaii. I'm just going to throw that out there in the universe. It's very expensive. And so I have to allow like at a minimum 14 days to make it happen. So I need 14 clear days at a minimum, because it takes for me 12 hours each way. So that's 24 hours just to get there. And then, you have to pay for the hotels, and hotels are not cheap there. They average about 200, 225, 300 a day, so you do that math, it gets real expensive. And then I haven't even talked about food or parking at the airport, getting to the airport, all those things. So there's quite a bit of cash that I have to sort of figure out how to put that together if I was going to do it, and blocking off the time, right? And so a lot of people, if you're working, speaking of somebody working, we got let's see, Rosalie's here, Rosalie's Craft Creations. Good to see you. I forget who else works. Ashley Wester works. Rosalie, the other Rosalie James works. So that's more of something that they would be facing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of where you are. I mean, it's crazy, right? Yeah. So, like I said, it always comes down to, what kind of resources do you need? So like traveling, you need the cash. So you have to figure that out. In Hawaii, I know cost about 3,000 to 4,000 at a minimum, almost per person, really. Well, not, yeah, it does actually at a minimum. And that's a minimum. So I'd have to come up with that. So that's kind of the process of doing those steps. So you have to figure out, okay, where's the money coming from? Am I saving it? How long will it take me to save? How many dollars can I save per day? Things like that. But yes. So you're awake, Rosalie. Were you on last night with Noni? Yeah, she's on late. I know. But that's good. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad everything's going well for you guys. So that's sort of the thing that we've been sort of, just kind of in review, just going back and just talking about, some of the processes. And like I said, you always have to go back and think about what are your goals, so there's going to be short term, and this is just review as well. So short term goals might be a day to a week to or 2 to a month, maybe 2 months, 3 months. I mean, it's up to you, and then a medium goal would be 3 to 6 months to a year, right? And then longer term to me would be longer than a year, I would say, and maybe 5 years. A lot of corporations I know do they do a 30-day, a 60-day, a 90-day, a 1-year plan, and then a 5-year plan. And to me, 5 years is tough because a lot of things change, but that's okay. You just like remember there's certain goals that you want to say. Like let's say I want to get, I mean, this is like unrealistic right now, but let's just say I wanted to get to 1 million subscribers by next month. Well, Also, you have to look at like, is your plan realistic, and can you get to it? But you have to take the steps. As you're going through the plan to get there. What are you going to do? You know. Yes. So things like that. So you always have to reevaluate, and it's okay to go back and reevaluate what you're working on. Oh, you're off to bed. Okay, so we got Lisa. Yeah. And yeah, coming to bed. I know it's very, very late for you. So I appreciate you even popping in. I know it's hard, but thank you so much. Is there anything you're working on you want to share with people, Lisa, real quick before you go and have a good rest? And oh, Rosalie wasn't feeling well last night. So you were in the chat, had a headache. Yeah. Yeah. For me, I'm allergic to this. I forget what they call it. It's called oh my gosh. What is it called? It's called ragweed. I'm very allergic to ragweed. Yes. And ragweed just it definitely gives me the headache. So I understand that. Yes. Yeah. So I hope you feel better. And I don't know if that's what you have going on, if it's other stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't been in there. I've been kind of lurking here and there, but I just that's sort of what I'm doing. I don't stay up real late. Try not to. Okay, so Lisa's doing. Oh, okay, nice. So Lisa finished a scarf, and she's starting a blanket now. Oh, ragweed. It's this yellow. It's a weed, and it's kind of tall. It can be a foot or two high, and it's got this looks like yellow dusted powder or pollen on the top of it, and it's kind of grassy, a little bit grassy, but it's very, very tall. Can be. And we get a lot of it in Pennsylvania. I don't know about other places, but that's a thing that a lot of people have sensitivities to. And I've always had it, even as a little kid, I had a ragweed. Yeah, rag, like a rag. Yeah, yeah, ragweed. Yep. Oh, so you're doing bluey. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I saw your bluey on your channel. That's very nice. I love it. Yes. Oh, yeah. How are you feeling? Are you out? I hope you're out by now. You're home? Okay, yeah, let us know. And I'm glad you're feeling sounds like you're moving around, so that's good. Oh boy. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Miguel. Yeah, how are you feeling? Good question. Yep. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna take a sip. Oh, you wait. Forgot I don't want to get my coffee too cold this morning. I needed one. Yes. Yes. And Rosalie saying good morning. Hmm. Awesome. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on your community tab. I didn't get a chance to type, but I just went, ah. Oh, no bleeding. Okay, good. That's good. Yeah, that's scary. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you're with us. Yes. And Lisa's going to bed. Okay, Lisa. Oops. Thank you so much for popping in. And I'm sure I'll see you somewhere later today on the YouTube streets. Okay. So, yeah, so that's that. So that's our first quote. Let's go to the next one. All right. Okay. So we're talking about. Oh, now here's something. I found this one. I'll probably put this in the banner. Okay. So, we've been talking about do it now. If there's something you need to do, you need to do it now. Okay. So this person said, her name was Denise Brennan-Nelson. And she said, someday is not a day of the week. And I love it. I'm going to put that in the banner. That is my favorite. And I saw that today and I went, I like this. Yes. Yeah. So let's do that. Oh yeah. And I'll put this in the banner. This will be our this will be our mantra for today. So someday is not a day of the week. Yes. So that's very, very telling, isn't it? Yep. Let me make sure I got her name right. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I love it. And tell me what you think of that one. I love it. Because like I said, you really have to this is very important in terms of you have to get out there and do the work. Like that's the thing. If there's something that you want to do, you got to get out, plan the steps, and then get out there and do the work. So you got to figure out how what you have to implement in order to make those things happen. All right. So let's see here. So I got that going. I love it. Let's do that. Oh, what am I working on? Oh boy. Let me go back. Okay. Have a great day, Lisa. And then the ER doctor is very familiar. Oh, he is with your, is it Chiari malformation, which is a plus. Oh, that is good. Yeah, because if you have an unusual health condition and they're not familiar with it, that's really hard. Yeah. So let's see. So what am I working on? So right now I finished my pumpkin, but I have to cut the strings. I did not do that, which is not real exciting. Yeah. I did the pump. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got to cut the strings. Let me see if I can hide these a little bit. I got to get my scissors out. But anyway, here it is there. So I finished that. So I did this last week just for funsies and crocheted. But yeah, I did that. And I'm still working on this knitted washcloth. It just takes a while. And I'm working, it's a pattern, so I have to sort of count. So it really slows me down. But actually I've been doing a lot of little bit of channel work, working on my channel. Um I've been doing a little bit with StreamYard and so anyway, I don't know if you guys are buying StreamYard or how you feel about StreamYard, but I don't know if you've all heard, but people who've been using it and have been paying for it. So I've been paying for it for a little while. They raised the rates on the StreamYard. So it's gonna be for me like not double, maybe triple what I was paying. So I have to make some decisions as to what I'm going to do, going forward, if I'm even going to bother. Because the funny thing is, I don't have panels usually, but you need StreamYard or Restream or one of those other ones to have the panels. So yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So, oh, good morning. Suzanne's here. Thanks for Monday motivation. Just called the plumber to fix the pinhole leak in my basement. Copper pipe. I know that happens, doesn't it? Yes. That's good. Yeah, that's good. At least you got somebody to come out because that can be detrimental to your basement. You don't want to flood, right? Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, and thank you. Rosalie says cute. I made a lot for my market for Saturday. Oh, that's good. I never have done well, that's not true. I did one market, but I need to get out there and do more. But like I said, I've been moving pretty slowly because we've been doing a lot of, around the house, just not renovating, but like there's certain, you know how things break down. You gotta fix them. Like we're doing a little bit of that too, a little bit of repair, like Suzanne. Um, we need to do like some painting. Like we have a bunch of stuff, so we're sort of going through the budget. Oh, here we go. Here's a good planning example. We're trying to go through the budget and figure out like what's the first thing we should do, first. So we have about 3 or 4 things on the list that we need to do. And there's one that I really want to do, but it's going to be pretty pricey. So we have to figure out, how to find about $3,000 and take care of this other thing. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting. Yeah. But I should be doing the market like Rosalie. Yes. Yes. Oh, do you like this? Okay. Oh, good. Good. Addie, I appreciate it. So Addie said, that's great. Someday is not a day of the week. Thanks for Motivation Monday. Oh, you are so welcome. But I like that one. I saw that and I went, oh yeah, this is good. Because like I said, you can have dreams, but dreams are no good unless you do take some action, right? Let's see. Oh, look who's here. TWP Popcorn. What's popping? It's Motivation Day. How are you doing? How'd you make out yesterday? Yeah, I was in his live stream yesterday for a minute. But like my husband, like he's been sort of yelling at him, telling all my business. He's like sort of yelling at me to get off of YouTube. Don't be on there all day. So I've been really trying to do that, moderate my activity. Yeah. And figure out ways around that. But yeah, that's crazy. What's popping? Yes, and good morning. How are you, Miss? It's not magic. Yes. Yeah, it's good. So that's the second motivation. And this one is, oh, you like the pumpkin? Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a little baby, and I made it one day in my little crochet group, and I just went, oh, but I got to sew the end, so I'm bad. I sewed in most of them, but I don't like this green. However, it's a little too green. Like I wish I had one of those muted greens because I would do a little something different with that. But yeah, I was just like, how you just kind of go, okay, I'll do it this way. But I just realized I don't have a lot of green. See, I think one of these muted ones behind me would have been better, like this guy. A little less, or even that guy. Well, that's a little bit teal, but this one's a little bit muted. Because when you look at these pumpkins, like I went to a pumpkin patch actually, and I went, oh, wow. The colors really aren't what you think they are. You know what I mean? Yes. So let's see. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yes. Okay. Someday. I like it. So Roberta's saying, actually, someday is every day of the week. You just need to see things differently. Okay. Excuse me. That is correct. And the pumpkin is cute. Thank you. And Suzanne said, "Are you both retired from your career?" We are. Yeah, we are. And that, for me, like really not by choice, but we are. Yeah. So it is. Oh, light brown. Yes, I do. And I think it's this one here. Maybe I can get that one. Yeah. Well, actually, this is a medium brown. That one's a little bit taupier. Yeah, one of those. I could use that. Okay. Yeah. Do I have light brown? Oh, I do have cinnamon sticks. Oh, hey, did you guys hear about the cinnamon? Speaking of cinnamon, but I do have some cinnamon sticks. We just bought some. It seems like every time we buy something, it gets like recalled. I don't want to keep bringing up all this negative stuff with with the food, but like I don't know if you guys heard, but there were a bunch of recalls that were done with cinnamon. And if you're curious, I could share the screen because it came up on my news feed this morning or not. I mean, I can not talk about it, but it's up to you if you're interested. But if you have cinnamon in your house, just make sure that it's not one of the brands. And so I just wanted to mention that. Yeah, they've done a lot with it seems like we've had some weird recalls, but the cinnamon has been very, very interesting because we don't buy a whole lot of it. But it does, that's one of the latest recalls. And some of it was Costco and I think the other, what's the fancy store? That's not fancy, but it was like Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, like all of them, just about all of them, which was crazy. Yeah. So, but there's that. So just, go check it out, in your news feed. It'll be there. Trying to think what else. What else did I see this morning? Oh, they said that Tito Jackson passed away from the Jackson 5. So that's the other thing I saw on the news feed this morning. And so that was like the big news between last night. And then the other thing I don't want to talk about, but something political happened last night. So, it's been a weird couple of days. But yeah, check out the news feed. Yes. Yeah, oh, he did. Yes, yes, he did. And he was only 70. So that's for me, that's pretty young. Yeah. Pretty young. Yes. So I go, "Oh, wow." You know how you just go, "Oh, wow." See, and that's what I'm saying, like, you don't know when your time is, you know what I mean? So you gotta get on the ball. Yes. Oh, we got Jeannie's here. Jeannie, AKA Proverbs 31 Yarn. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, we don't wanna talk about that, but yeah, you know what I mean? The news is terrible, like, don't watch the news. And I saw somewhere, I was reading, like, some motivational stuff, and they were saying don't watch the news because it's very negative and it can really send your brain down a negative path. And I said, yeah, I think that's probably wise. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, there are. That's correct. Yeah, there are allowable amounts of lead in cinnamon based on daily consumption. Yeah. But they were saying some had elevated lead levels. So it's crazy. Yeah. Yep. Oh, it raises blood pressure. That's what Roberta's saying. So the news raises blood pressure. That's why I'm here. All right, now we'll do it. I like it. So that's awesome. Yeah, but like I said, it's been a weird week. Not a weird week, but like I said, we're trying to get organized and like we worked through some stuff. My husband had some medical appointments. We did that, and so that's kind of what we do. Oh, the Emmys. Oh, I did not watch. Was there anything anything of note? Let me see if I can pull something up on my phone. Yeah. I didn't watch the Emmy. It's funny. I stopped really watching those award shows probably 5 years ago. I think I ran out of steam. But we don't watch a whole lot of television anymore. And I think when we sort of what's the word? When you deplug or unplug yourself from we got rid of cable. Like when we got rid of cable, we that really I noticed that when we got rid of cable, because our cable was high, we were getting up there probably like $170, like almost 170. So I missed everything. Let's see. I'm gonna take a quick Google here. Let's see what's happening. The Emmys. Yeah, I didn't see anything. Because like I said, those a lot of the most popular shows I don't watch anymore. Like I used to watch all the TV and not so much, which is good. But of course, I'm probably watching just as much of the YouTube. You know, it's funny. Like you cut the cord and then you end up watching YouTube, which to me is still screen time, but whatever it is. Oh, you watch Carol Burnett? Oh yeah. So you guys, I don't know if you like Carol Burnett, but they've been running her reruns on YouTube. She's got a YouTube channel, and they're season 7 now. I started when they were season 1. It was like last Saturday, but I watched like the first season because I don't think I ever saw the first season or the second. But season 7, yeah, that's what they're on right now. When I saw this morning, yep, and it's hilarious. It's really really funny some of the stuff that they did, but I can't believe that's what they're up to. You know, I don't know. It's funny that they put that back on, but I loved it. I loved it. You know, because like my favorite, I'll tell you my favorite episode of Carol Burnett is the one where she did the parody of, oh my goodness, Gone with the Wind. There we go. When she did the parody of Gone with the Wind, and then she took the curtains out of the window and put them on, and they still had the curtain rods on, which I thought was hilarious. Yes. And you don't watch TV? Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I kind of gave up. Oh, All in the Family. Yeah. Oh, All in the Family. I just watched the pilot for the first time. And you know, there's 2 pilots. It's on YouTube. So check it out because they don't have the original Gloria. They don't have Sally Struthers in the first episode. It's somebody else. And it's weird. Yeah. I think it's what it is. Sally Struthers. Yes. Yeah, so check out there's 2 pilots on YouTube and it's amazing. It's a really well written pilot. Like you'll like it. Yeah, Suzanne doesn't watch TV. Yeah, and then oh, Addie, yeah. So she's saying, "Wow, Tito Jackson." Yeah. Yeah, cuz he was like he I noticed that over the last couple of years he was putting out music independently and he was trying to sort of build up his you know, catalog and things like that and was performing by himself. But I don't know, you know, it's kind of interesting. You know, like he's kind of young. Like I still say if you're 70, you're still pretty young given today's, you know, environment. Like a lot of people are living to 100 or high 90s, you know, like you saw James Earl Jones. You know, he was like 93 or something, give or take, or 95. He was up there, you know. So, yeah, when I hear 70, I kind of go, "Ooh, that's not good," right? Or younger. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, Sally Struthers. So she's in one pilot, but not the other, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. Yes. Oh, and you said this story is a sad one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you know how like he never really, you know how it is. See, like you ever do you have a sibling that's like an overachiever? You get like kind of lost in the sauce when you have one of those in your family. And I had an overachiever in my family, and and then I had so I then I had the oldest, so that person was very, you know, demanding. Like it's sort of like like my house was like Marsha Brady, it was like the Brady Bunch. So my oldest sister was sort of like Marsha, like very demanding and pushy, you know, out there, you know, people would notice her. And then the other one was like the overachiever. And then I was kind of like I kind of got lost, you know, in the sauce and that. But it's interesting, you know. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, so he was driving, I heard. I don't know if that's true, but I that's what I kind of interpreted the way they explained it. Yeah. And no cable. Yeah, we got rid of it. Yeah, the crazy crafters are saying no cable. Don't have cable at all. That's good. Yeah, see, like I said, they when like I lived in the Pittsburgh area, so there's a lot of mountains and the TV signal's bad. And it's always been bad. And we could only get where we were living two. I think we could get 2 channels when I was growing up, clearly without, you know, with an antenna or whatever. And so my grandparents got cable way back, like in the 70s. And at the time, you know, oh, I'll see if you can guess how much. Okay, so they had 3 televisions, and guess how much that cable bill was. It was around like the bicentennial, around 1976. Guess how much the cable bill was. 3 televisions. So they would charge you per TV to do it. But you'll have to laugh. You'll laugh at this cable bill, but I'll tell you what it is in a second. But yeah, I mean, and now like my friend, because of the cable company we have in our area, yes, I did. That's exactly what I see. So then I'm like, am I watching more? But I think I am. But the thing is, like, you're not getting all the commercials. And yes, so LOL, you transfer your TV watching the. I totally did. Yeah. So that's tragic. And so, but at the time, like their cable was, I think it was 3.50, $3.50, and they had a cable office, not too far from our house. So my grandmother would give me a 5 and say, "Here, pay the cable bill," and we would go down there and pay it. Yes, I know this is bad. See, I am watching. I know I am, and so I have to like turn it off. I really do. And my husband always thinks I'm live. Like I'm like you can't do this all day. It's too much. But usually, like, sometimes somebody will call me, like, on Facebook Messenger or something, and I'll go, "Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going?" And, like, a lot of the creators that I know, sometimes we, like, knock ideas against each other's brain and say, "Ooh, does this make sense?" Or, I don't know, "What do you think?" Or whatever. I used to do a lot of that. I haven't done as much of that lately, but sometimes it's good to sort of if you have somebody who's like if you're a content creator and you want, yeah, 39, no, it was $3.50. It was something like 75 cents a TV or something. I don't even know. It was crazy. Or maybe it was 250, but it was very, very cheap. And so my point is that 250 for 3 TVs, which I think is pretty good. Like 3 TVs is pretty much what the reality of most people. If you have a family, like more than 4 or 5 people, you need one in the living room and then maybe one or two in the bedroom. So that's the way they did the TVs. So because they had like 3 bedrooms or something like that, but only 2 TVs, one TV in each in 2 of the 3 bedrooms, right? So it was like 350 or 250 a month. You could go down there, hand them a 5 and get paid, or you could pay a couple months. And but then later on when they deregulated cable, these people just really jacked up the prices. And um I remember Washington D.C. got cable at one point, and they didn't get cable until like it was late '80s or something. And people were like, "Cable?" Like they didn't even know what to do with it. Like they were just like freaked out because they were late. They were kind of late to the game. But I remember at that time, I think the cable was like $20, or maybe $30 a month. So they had added a zero to that price, and that was like for one TV. So it was crazy. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So, Roberta, it's not magic. I remember when I moved to my dollhouse, I missed that house. My electric bill was 50. Yeah. Yeah, my electric bill, that's another thing. Like I have not been able to really control that. It's so random. Like and we don't have a whole lot plugged in. Like we used to have a whole lot of computers plugged in, little network going on, but we don't even do that. But the bill hasn't changed. One would think, unplugging all this stuff. Yeah, I think yeah, that's true. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Suzanne's saying, yeah, if you're multitasking, having media, that's pretty much what I do. It's more for sound and then a little bit of information. Like, we watch a lot of those YouTubers that do stuff. So my husband's trying to figure out like what's he working on now? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So he had a VCR. We have a VCR, it's an old one that died. The little drawer stopped coming out. So he was trying to fix it, but it's just not working. Like it's just and so there were a couple of people on YouTube yesterday he was looking at that were repairing VCRs. So he was like digging it, you know what I mean? But I was looking at that and there's so many little pieces in the VCR. I'm just like I wouldn't want to mess with it because all those it's tiny little wheels. They're about this big, and then they have little teeth on them, and you got to put the tape around it. It's crazy. Yes. Okay. Ooh, let me see here. Okay. Oh, I missed one. As long as you multitask, yeah, and then Roberta's saying, "Yeah, that was less than 10 years ago." Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, electric has definitely gone up in gas. Even though we allegedly have gas flowing through the United States, we're paying a lot more for, natural gas even. Yeah, I'm so glad we moved out of our house that We used to have natural gas, and boy, that bill could be 300, $400, and you didn't even sneeze. Like we did nothing. That bill was like $500, and we're like, "Ooh, Lord, yeah, that was a lot." Okay, let's see. Oh, so Roberta likes history. Okay, digging those. Yeah, I haven't listened to any of those. I like some of that crime, not too much, but like a little bit of the crime stories where they talk about what happened, and that's pretty cool too. Yeah, but like I said, all these things have gone up, and you know, I don't know what people are doing out there. You know what I mean? So, but let me see here. Oh, so what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? So we talked about season of the day. I want to make sure I stay on topic here. Oh, okay. So this is a good one too. Okay. This is I yeah, oh yeah, this is Aristotle. Here we go. This one here is we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. I'm going to say that one again because that's a lot of. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit, and that's Aristotle. So I'm going to put that in the description. But there we go. So that kind of sums up, I think, kind of buttons it all up together. Yeah. So what do you think of that? Oh, I watched her. She was good. Yeah. So Roberta's saying, um, she likes history YouTubers, but also, and she misses Ask the Mortician. Yeah, she's on sabbatical. Oh, to write a book. I did not know that. Yeah, I was. So I'm a little weirded out by that whole process, and for many reasons. Now, it's like a little bit of family trauma going on there. But we had some morticians in our family, multiple, and so you like yeah, it was kind of weird, and a couple of them had the oh too much for me to deal. Yeah, yes, but anyway, yeah, but she has a great channel. I have to say, I've seen it a couple times. Oh, okay. Oh, retirement activities. Suzanne, you making me sound like a baby. All right. Don't you love retirement activities? Do whatever you want. No, that's true. That is absolutely right. So I will tell you, in terms of being retired, it is like I see why people want to retire. Like, see, I don't. Well, it's weird. So I see both sides. When I worked with a lot of workaholics, and the thing that I learned from the workaholics is that I did not give as much importance to work in my life as these people did. And so it's interesting. So I'll tell you this story real quick. So one of my bosses had a kid who was at the time he was 12. Yeah, he was 12. And so our company was really terrible in terms of like life work life balance. And so and because a lot of these people were men, and I don't and I'm not trying to talk disparagingly about men, but these old school males, all they cared about was work. And they cared about work almost more than going home. And a lot of them, I think I worked in a group of about there are about 6 men, 4, 5 men, 5, 6 men, and there were 3 women, and I was one of them, right? And these men were so excited to come in to work in the morning, and they were like bouncing on the walls, they were doing everything, and then they would stay 2 or 3 hours beyond work. Like we were scheduled from 8 to 5, and I would be like looking at my clock at like 5:15, 5:30, and nobody's moving. Like, and I'm going, like, I want to get to a life. Like there's other things other than work. I mean, work is a tool, like it's another tool for life. If you're not wealthy, you need money to pay your bills, right? So that's why most people work. But these guys just did not want to go home. And I don't think they like their wives, at least in terms of like they didn't want to hang out with their wives. They wanted to hang out with these males, which I get it. Because if, a lot of males don't have like close relationships. And I said, man, like, so anyway, so this guy had a kid and he was interested in the school that I had gone to. And he said, "Oh, can you give us some insight, how to get in and what you should do or whatever." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll talk to him." So he had a party at his house, and I'll tell you what I said to the little kid. But anyway, oh, I see Uno. Hey, yes, good to see you, Uno. How are you doing? You ready for work? Speaking of work, he's working. And then, oh, Suzanne saying perfection is stressful, Aristotle, not for me. Well, here's the thing. No, he didn't say perfection. He said excellence, which is different. And you can tell me, tell me what you think excellence means, and we'll get back to that. Yes. And then, oh yeah, and you said I like how she covers historical events. Yep. And then let's see. Yeah. Oh, you kind of like you are what you eat. Yeah. So they say, yeah, excellence. They say we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. Yeah, and I think that's a good, I mean, it's interesting. So, like for example, these guys that I work with, um, yes, I think that's what was going on. I don't think see, the thing is, these people got married. I don't think they had not one lick of things in common with their spouses. Other than they were like, "Ooh, I like her." Yeah, I think that was about it, right? And they had children, but like, it was kind of weird. Oh, you are at work, but it's a slow Monday. You're blessed to be alive. How are you doing, Kels? I'm doing great. Yes, and Rosalie's still here, and she's working on her orders. Okay, good. Well, thank you so much. Oh, you're working. Oh, okay. Well, it's slow. So we're gonna get ourselves motivated. But the thing is, these guys were like they didn't want to go home, so it would be like an hour and a half past closing time, and I'm like, can we leave now? Because I'm done. Like I finished my work, And I'm not even sure what they were doing, but they were sort of hanging out and they were like, "Oh yeah, remember that report? That report was exciting and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, blah. Like reports are boring. Like, isn't there anything more interesting in life? So anyway, where's Bonnie? Yeah, I don't know. Bonnie sleeps. She's on Central Time, so she'll probably be getting up. She gets up around this time, I think about 8 her time. Yeah. So she's probably easing into her day as well. But uh but so anyway, so I said to these guys one day, like we would sort of go out, like we would go to lunch. So they're always saying in school, you got to hang out with the people in your office. You got to go to their houses and stuff. So we would go out, we'd hang out for lunch and stuff. And then the one guy who had this kid that was going to college, or he was like 12, so he was on his way. And and so anyway, so I went to this thing. We had a little barbecue. We were sitting out on the deck, and this little kid, I was talking to him about, college and how you have to prep and everything and all the tests and, getting ready and trying to figure out like what track you want to go on and what school. And, you have to find all that stuff. How much money do you have? Like, can you get in? All these things. And so I said, I said to him, I said, so listen, I said, so this school was pretty stressful. And it's not as fun as it looks from the outside. So just be prepared for that. And then anyway, so on and on and on. But so anyway, so so afterward, I was talking to my boss. He goes, "Oh, how'd it go?" Talking to my son, because we sort of, separate ourselves. We were just talking. And I said that, oh, so you think excellence equals perfection? Oh, okay. I did not. Yeah, see, I didn't. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Udo. Yeah, I'm pretty. I got my caffeine, so I'm doing. There we go. I got the caffeine, so I'm pretty pumped up, and I slept pretty well last night. But thank you. Yes, you're always positive. That's the evil plan of the channel. Thank you. But so finally, I said to my boss, I was telling him stuff that his son had said, and he was like, "Really? I didn't know that. Really? I didn't know that." And after about the third one, I said, "Okay, listen to me. Like, listen." Said, I don't have children at this point. I said, but your son is 12 and he's going to be out of here in 5.5, 6 years, 7 maybe, and I said, listen, you better spend some time with him and get to know him, because he's, like it's a wrap. Like he's on his way out the door, And so that's what I said and I said, and if I were you, I would really, I said, your son's got a, pretty straight head. he's got a good head on his shoulders, and you really should spend some time with him and try to help him out in terms of him getting into school. And he was shocked, like when I said that, and then I would always say to these other guys, I would say, please go home and spend time with your family. Like I was the one in there, like going, just go home. Like tomorrow's another day. We have the work is always there, And I at the time, I think I was like, I was like 23 or something. And these guys were in their 50s. A couple of them are in 50s. And they're just like, who are you? But that's what I did. I mean, I was the one that was kind of like work-life balance, work-life balance. This really isn't that important, you know. But anyway, but that was my little story there. Okay. Oh yeah, you had your coffee with the protein powder after your workout. Okay, so you're making us look bad. So even though it's dull and slow this morning, I want to do things, but gotta wait for work to happen. Okay, gotcha. Protein powder in the coffee. That's pretty good. So I don't know. So like I said, I think life is like you have to really go after those things that you feel are important. And like I said, for those men that I worked with, I just felt like they didn't really spend real time with their family and wives, like wives and kids. And I said, your kids are getting old. Like when you hit 12, like they're almost out the door. Like they're going to be in high school in a couple. And then it's over. Then they're going, and then hopefully if they're able to get into school somewhere, they're going to be gone. I mean, in the old days. Now, see, now college is so expensive now. I don't think people even go away anymore. It's so expensive. But that was just one of the things that I was just talking about. Like you really have to, you know, get out there. But okay, so let's get back to this excellence thing here. So the only thing I don't know, like it's weird. I never thought that excellence was perfection because no one's perfect, really. If you think about it, Suzanne. So, but I think the thing is, and like I said, these guys that I work with, they really wanted to do a good job. And that's what I kind of learned from them is that they really like they would work at something and then rework it and cut and paste. And they were on the computer, they were working those charts and stuff, and they were so excited. And and that's the thing that I guess I learned from them is just to be like thorough, just to be a little more thorough, not sloppy, and just trying to do a good job. Yeah. Yes, I was. I was ahead. Yeah, because like I said, I worked with these people that were, they were definitely old school and they had, 20 years on me. And they had just a really interesting view of life. And I said, wow, like you don't want to hang out? I said, your son is cool. Like you should hang out with him. And he was like, really? And I said, and to me, that's a sign that he had no idea, like no idea. Scary, you know? Yeah, so I was ahead of my time, yes. And then what's Uno saying? Well, now that I know you got enough energy for morning workouts, meet me outside tomorrow to start our sprint and burpees. Well, yeah, I know I need to be doing that. Okay. Now I just have to drive like, you know, 15 hours or whatever. I don't even know. So that's a long drive. Yeah. But yeah, I know. So a lot of people are doing the burpees. I don't know. Do you watch those people, Uno, on YouTube? There's a little crew of people that are doing burpees and they're doing like crazy numbers of burpees. And I don't know how they stay healthy doing that. But that's what I've seen some people doing that. So, and I know it's good for you. Like we used to do it in gym class, but ugh. I just loved gym. It was wonderful. No, I hated phys ed. Just for many reasons, but you know, I like getting out and doing stuff. So I'll play games and things like that. Like baseball. Like we used to play baseball and stuff like that. Oh, now oh, but you feel great. Oh, that's interesting. So what's the difference with the Navy SEAL? You got to tell us what's the difference. Because the ones that I know, I forget. So how many push-ups do you do? See, I know I saw like some people do these Navy SEAL ones and or not, I don't know if they're Navy SEAL, but they do the ones where they do 5 push-ups in the middle. And I'm just like, ooh, can't do that. At least I have to work my way up to that. But yeah, you do these things called Navy SEAL burpees. They're a killer, but you feel so great afterwards. Okay, Uno. All right. Yeah, I'll have to get in there. Well, I have to do the regular ones first, maybe. Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yep. That's what Suzanne's saying. That's correct. You get this here. Here we go. There was no such thing as work life balance in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's right. Yeah, and they were so into it. Like they really enjoyed work. Like it kind of weirded me out because, like I said, I'm dibble dabbling in a lot of different stuff. So I'm kind of just watching the action and I'm going, okay, work is cool, but like I'm not that I just wasn't that into it. I mean, I liked, you know, doing a good job and all that stuff, but I think that's the thing where everything just went crazy. They were just above and beyond, like almost perfectionist. And that's the whole thing. I just never was a perfectionist. But let's see. Uno's saying Navy SEAL burpees, basically 3 push-up count burpee. Oh, and that counts as 1 rep. Okay. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. So so that's all I was saying, like like I want to do a good job. See, I think it's good to do a good job and you don't want to make mistakes, things like that. And but like sometimes things slip through. And I remember when I worked with them, like I would check everything like 40 times. And so I became a little bit OCD that way. Okay, what is this report? Does this add up correctly? Like I was checking everything. And a lot of times I'd say, "Hey, can you" I'd ask somebody else to look at it, make sure this adds correctly and all the stuff. And there's no typos, things like that. Yeah. So, but like I'll give you an example. Oh no. Oh no, you did that? 100 Navy SEAL burpees for 30 days. It was crazy. Now, did you probably shred like you had like no fat when you were done, which is good. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I'll have to try something modified. A modified of that. But 30 days is good. Yeah, that might be a good challenge. Hmm. All right. That is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what I learned from those people is I said, well, doing a good job, having pride in your work, kind of things like that. But they were perfectionists. And I would say that was probably too much for me. And I would always have to sort of talk them down, and say, hey, let's go get some coffee. and, and we had a coffee, we had a little coffee service. So it was nice. And a lot of times, you would learn a lot about people sort of, you know, like going to lunch, like we would go to lunch a lot and just taking a little couple minute coffee break and sort of reviving myself. Cause for me, I always need like little breaks throughout the day just to kind of give my brain a little bit of a rest. And because those guys could just work. Like I said, they would get there. Sometimes they would get there an hour early and leave an hour or two after quitting time. So they would do 3 extra hours, and they were salaried, so it really didn't matter. Like they got paid what they got paid. But I just didn't understand that strange behavior, and what the point of it was. Like I didn't quite get what the point of it was. Yeah, because you should be able to do your work within 8 hours is a long time, I think. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, work life balance. That was huge. All right. So let's see. Ooh, 54 minutes. Oh, we finished almost the hour. Oh my gosh. So let's go back and review. So like I said, we'll go back to Aristotle first. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. Yeah. So let me just say one more thing about the excellence part. So when he says we are what we repeatedly do, let's just say if you're repeatedly negative, right? That can have an effect on your whole life, how you view life, how life feels to you, things like that. So habits, so you have to sort of do things so that they become a habit. And so like I said, for me, I had to kind of pick up that excellence a little bit. I had to like it's just a bit below. Yeah, yeah. So excellence means you want to do a good job. And that you don't want to have mistakes. So like example, I saw something on YouTube. Not that I'm a nitpicker, but like a lot of times, and I've done it too, like you'll put up a video and there'll be a typo in the title and it'll be like a bad one, you know, where it like and like I said, not that I'm like a nitpicker about um spelling, but the thing is, if you're gonna put it out there, you want to make sure it's right. So sometimes, like, I'll have my husband just like proofread. I'll go, just make sure I'm spelling that right, because sometimes that spell check, usually it works, but sometimes things get through there. Yeah, and and all I'm saying is, it's just like a job well done, at least for me. Yeah, but not necessarily perfection, unless you interpret it that way. Okay. So, like habits. So you want to have those positive habits that will get you, where you want to go. So that's the Aristotle quote. And then I like this one that's going down the banner. Someday is not a day of the week. Denise Brennan-Nelson. Yep. So, if there's something you want to do someday, you have to, it's really good if you pick a specific time frame, because things don't really come to fruition if you're just like, it's like a dream is a dream. Like, dream has no action. But if you put some action behind it, like some plans, how I'm going to pay for it, where am I going, where do I want to get to, those kind of things, and then what steps do I need to get there? That is, and it's no longer someday. It's in 3 months. I want this to happen. In 6 months, I want this to happen. In a year, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to live. This is what I want to buy. I need to buy that car. It's going to cost me $30,000. Where's that money coming from? How much do I need to save? And you pick days. I want to save. I want to pay cash, so I want to. I want to raise $30,000. I want to do it in 2 years. Can you make that happen? So those are just some examples. And then the first thing that I talked about was you just want to sort of seize the day, get started, and have that positive mindset where you just want to, you want to wake up each morning and consciously decide that today will be the best day of your life. And that's Ken Perot. So success is to wake up each morning and consciously decide that today will be the best day of your life. And so if you sort of tie that all together, yes. Oh, so that's sort of where we are. So we're sort of continuing on our journey of planning, steps, action, and then getting to the next step. Okay, so Suzanne, oh boy, she's saying some YouTubers are lazy and think they can make fast money. Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, not me, but I think a lot of people, that's what they think. And yeah, it they do. Yeah, and you can't rush. Like, I feel like with anything, you have to sort of take your time and think it through a little bit. When you decide that there's something that you want to do. And like when I do all that food stuff, like, I really look through it, even though it's not perfect, like when I put it out. But I just kind of go, okay, well, I have some documentation, so I'm not just making false claims or things like that. And and I feel like that is more, it just gives a little bit of meat, to the presentation. Now, can I do the presentation great? I don't know. But yeah, like a lot of people just well, I'll tell you, I'll speak to the lazy. Like, I've noticed that, yeah, there are some people, some YouTubers are lazy, and they try to do the quick buck. And so they'll steal like an idea, and they'll take it and run. And I've seen it just like in the last few days. Somebody did something, and then somebody else did the exact same thing, but just a little bit of a twist, but not really, but kind of the same thing. And I went, wow, that's kind of interesting. And they know each other. And I went, I don't know how I feel about that. But that's kind of, to me, that's kind of lazy, because you can't come up with your own idea. You know what I mean? But because I think that's part of the whole YouTube thing. You come up with some ideas, and then you put it out there, and you just see if people like it, right? Yeah. But yeah, there's no fast money on YouTube unless you have, 1 million subscribers. So I'm 998,000 away from that million subscriber. So hey, come and check me out. Sorry, I have to laugh because I'm like so far from that. It is funny though. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Very true. Yes. So Suzanne said some things like YouTube that everybody can do relatively inexpensively breeds a lot of poor quality content, in my opinion. Yes. Yeah, I think that is true. And that's what's really tragic. Like I feel like so the thing is, and this is the way I feel too. I feel like my husband and I watch like two people that have, huge numbers of subscribers. And they deserve it because they do something so different and special that it's amazing, to watch. And those are the people that I like to watch on YouTube. So if you're not doing something really different, then I'm sort of not checked in. And so I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but it's kind of the truth. Because you remember, you only have a limited amount of time. Like we talked about the 24 hours. 20, you only have 24 hours in a day. If you work 7, 8, you sleep actually 7, 8 hours. That brings you down to 17, 16 hours. And then if you have some kind of, responsibilities that you're responsible, like work or whatever, that's another 7. So you take that down, you got 8 to 10 hours where you really can, and then you have to eat, so don't forget your meal. And then workouts, you subtract all that stuff. And you really maybe have 6 or 7 hours a day where you're sort of free to do with what you're able. And that's for most people that work outside the home, right? So, when you weigh all that together, you don't have a whole lot of time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Uh-oh. Work begins. Oh no. Uno. Take care of yourself. Well, thank you. Y'all have a blessed start for the week. You too, Uno. Thank you so much. Good to see you. So I hope it goes well for you today. And I'll see you tomorrow for the sprints. Yeah. Okay. Take care. Yeah. So anyway, so like I said, that's we really enjoy people who have kind of odd content that are a little bit off the, off the beaten path. And yes. And there's a lot on YouTube. Yeah. That's what Suzanne's saying. Way too much on YouTube equals people's desire for overconsumption. And I think I'm unfortunately like part of that. Like I'm feeding that animal. So I'm trying to sort of back away from that, Suzanne. Oh, we got the other Kelly. Good morning, cows. Good to see you. Oh, sprints tomorrow. Yay. Oh, yeah. Good to see you. How are you doing? Yes. Long time no see. Have a good day, Uno. Yes. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, so I do, like I said, I watch people who are a little bit off the path. And if they're doing something different, and I'm hoping, like, I'm trying to do things that are different, but I don't know like how that resonates with a lot of people. But it's difficult because I think there's like expectations, of what you should do and things like that. Oh, you're doing okay. Oh, you're feeding the animal. Feed the animal. Oh, okay. Good to see you. Yeah, so that's the whole thing. Feed the beast, right? Yeah. So you can, and I forget how many people live in the world. I don't even know that number. It's billions, right? They say there's billions of people. So really, and I forget how many content creators are on YouTube. There are a lot. I'm sure. And I'm sure I'm only getting like a little, you know, little slice of what they're doing. But like I said, the people, like for example, I watch now, of course I can't remember her name. Ugh, and my husband just left the room. But anyway, there's a lady that he watches that makes costumes, and she does it by hand. She sews. And she went to fashion school. So her costumes are like fire. They're like, they fit her perfectly. They're tailored, the whole thing. And she gets, not always fancy fabric, but she goes and gets fabric. And, she does some anime stuff. Like she went to an anime convention in Japan and won one of the categories. And she dressed up like Sailor Moon or one of those people like that. And it was pretty cool, So those kind of people that do things that are odd, and that only she can do. I love it. Like that kind of thing like that. And then we watch a guy who does construction. Um, like he's a woodworking channel and he's got, I think he passed his million. Yeah, he did get his million. I think the lady with the costume, she's around maybe 100 and some thousand. And she got monetized in like 6 months. So this was under the old regime. So she got her 1,000 subscribers in like 6 months and was monetized, fully monetized. And I remember going, "Oh wow, she's on a roll." And now she's got 100,000 subscribers. And I haven't really been watching her as much because I think she's, like what happens with a lot of these people. I think they burn out because they do so many projects. Like they're kind of in a creative cycle. And then I think you reach a point where you've done a lot and you kind of go, "Woo, I got to take a little, breather," which I think a lot of people do. But like my husband watches this lady, and then the guy who does the woodworking, like he did weird stuff too. Like he didn't just do cabinets, although he did do cabinets, but he would do cabinets. Like he made a bed one time, and another time because he had guests coming over, and he said, "I don't have a bed. I'm not going to go out and buy one. I have all this wood in my workshop. I'm just going to make one." And he did. And I remember going, "Well, that's pretty clever." Then he fixed his floor. He put down wood flooring. Never did it before. Just did it. He said, "Oh, let's see what happens." Yes. Yeah. So things like that. Those are the kind of people that I enjoy watching. Just a little bit off the kilter there. Oh, you've wandered into vicarious travel. Yes, that's a good one, Suzanne. Yeah, I haven't done that as much, but I do sort of watch a lot of the people. Not a lot, but I have a few people that I watch that do travel. And I'm just kind of like, oh, and then the other guy, there's a guy who bought an abbey. I want to say it's in the UK, and it was this massive property that has multiple buildings, and it was run down. And I forget how far into the renovation process. It's been a couple of years, but I was sort of watching that for a while. But I have not seen that one in a while. But like shows like that, I kind of go, okay, this guy's a little crazy, but let's check it out and see what he's doing. Yes. But the vicarious traveling is good because I realize I'm not going to travel like these people are. Yeah. So that's cool. And then, we got Butter Old Boutique. Good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So that's it. But that's kind of what, where we're up to today. So let me just do the summary. And and let us know what you're working on, Doretha, while I'm chit-chatting. So like I said, today's the day, try to seize today. Make sure that you want to make that conscious decision to have a positive day and excellence. You want to do a little excellence, not perfection, because like I said, none of us is perfect. So I don't think we can never shoot for that, but you just want to do a good job, And and then the other thing is, if you look on the screen, someday is not a day of the week. You want to do whatever you want to do to move yourself forward. You want to do it today, and you want to pick a specific date, time, 3 days, by Friday, whatever day Friday is, add 5, the 21st, I think. Yeah, you just want to go in there and say, by Friday the 21st, I want to do X. Well, write down these things. And like I said, I have my little notebook. I always try to write it down because I think writing it down sort of puts it out in the universe. You can put it in your phone, but I just feel like writing down any of your plans sort of makes it, sort of puts it out in the universe, and it really cements it in your brain. Like it's not just saying it, because I think saying it is not active; it's more passive. But when you write it down, it's more active, right? Yes. Oh, okay, that's right. You did say that, Suzanne. I remember this. Yeah. So Suzanne said she likes creators with original content or awesome transformations. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And those are good. And this guy with the Abbey that he bought. Now he's doing more of the, it's the process too. But I think when that's done, it's going to cost him so much money. I don't know how he's going to do it. but the transformations I think are cool to watch for sure. Especially like people who work out and lose weight over time, like you sort of see how they do. Yeah, like that. And you said like the yarn, the yarn community, you like to see the yarn they chose and then the finished project. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and those are great. But I don't think people do those as much. It's really interesting. Not in the yarn world anyway. But I like that. Yes. Yeah, original content is good. And see, and that's the reason that my husband sort of like he forced me onto YouTube, not forced, but he kind of said, Kelly, you should be watching YouTube. And I said, like I said, oh, I know how to crochet, I know how to knit. And he's like, no, but people do different things on there. And I went, okay. And he was right. Like I did, pick up some you pick up tips and trip. Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. Tips and tricks, how to better do something, things like that. So yeah. And then, so that's a good. Oh, okay, the plumber did get back to you. Step 1. I love it. Yes. Suzanne, she's waiting on the plumber to get that leak. Yeah, you don't want that leak to get too crazy. And don't forget, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Yeah. So like I said, if you decide that you want to do well, or like I said, I don't think you want to be perfect, because that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, I will say. And like I'll give you like the example. Like I knew somebody who had straight A's, and they got 1B, and they were ready to, like, the world was over, and that's not the way it is. I'm just saying, you want to do well, you want to represent yourself well. And that's like a whole nother YouTube topic. I talk to people. I've done a little thing about, YouTube etiquette and things like that. Because I think a lot of people don't realize that, the internet is forever. And so the crazy stuff you do on the internet, can't be taken down per se. So, oh, look at Suzanne being all fancy. So excited! I have yarn coming today. You purchased from Bod. Oh, now do you know what it is? Is that like a mystery bag? It looks like that's pretty good though. All right, I've never done that. Yeah, I think I've done some mystery bags like from Yarn Inspirations and Lion Brand, and those were like, yeah, I wasn't feeling those, but that's pretty cool. Oh yes. Oh, here we go. Yes. Butter Boutique. I wish I'd known that in my team. Same here. And that's what I was talking about. Like I said, I was very fortunate that I had my parents were a little bit overachievers, and so that kind of they kind of forced that on me. But that was okay because I didn't mind it really. And like I sort of just got used to trying to do the best that I can. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But you just try. The point is that you're pointing to doing the best that you can. Yep. And She Spins is here. Hello. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está, Juanita? Yes. Yes, yes. So, so things like that. I mean, and that's kind of where, where I've tried to really do a little bit with that. And just even when I do, not that I'm perfect with my crochet and stuff like that, but I sort of enjoy the process, and I don't mind, tweaking things if they don't come out the way I want them, things like that. And that's what I mean by excellence. It's more like you want to do a job well done so that someone goes, "Oh, this is sloppy." Like you don't want to hear, "Oh, this is sloppy. I bought this from Kelly and it's sloppy and I paid her $40." Like I don't want to hear that. Like that's not what I want to do to people. You know what I'm saying? Like just for an example. Yeah. So there's that. But that's the evil plan, is to try to do the best that you can, represent yourself, and that's why I'm sort of trying to put some positivity out there, in the YouTube streets, because I think a lot of the negative stuff, gets a lot of attention. And I don't know how, that's not a popular view, but it is what it is, right? And that's kind of where we are. Oh, back in time just to say goodbye. Yes. Well, thank you for coming in. That's what It's Not Magic saying. Yes. Sigh. I know you got to start adulting. That's what they say. It's time to adult, right? That's what we're all doing. So, Juanita, well, actually, I know you're having trouble with your eyes, but I know you were applying. I did see that Juanita was applying on Facebook. Yes. Oh, yarn coming is not a mystery. Okay, cool. Now, did you get the fancy stuff, Suzanne? Or did you get like regular stuff? Okay. Because I always wonder if you get the bougie yarn, as they say. Yes. And then Roberta's saying, OMG, that was me. I nearly made myself sick when I got a C on a paper. Yeah, that's tough, isn't it? And like a lot of times, like people say in like a lot of colleges and stuff that they call it grade inflation. I don't know if that's true, but I noticed that like a lot of the professors, either they were real nurturing, like they wanted to sort of get you moving into like a better position. Like, so in other words, like if you get to a subject and it's real bland and boring, they would say, "Hey, just go deeper. Expound on that point a little more. I wanted to see this. That's good." But then there's other people that just go, "See," and you don't know why, and they don't tell you. Like you need to know that. So a C is not a bad thing, but I think it's okay if they tell you why. You know what I mean? Like then you go, oh, "Okay, well next time I can do this instead of this," right? Yes. And then Juanita's saying, the good thing about muscle memory is that you don't have to see to spin or ply. Oh, good for you. But vision is the surgical eye is getting clearer and sharper every day in the surgical eye. Nice. Good for you. I'm glad that's working out. Yeah, I had a coworker that got that done as well. And then he retired. It was like weird. He got his eyes done, then dipped. That was the end of it. So I never got to find out like how it worked out for him. Yeah. And we all say, and Roberta's saying, Juanita, glad the eye is getting better. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So I need my spinning lessons, Juanita. Actually, I have to get a better, I have to get a spinning wheel. So I gotta keep working on that. But, that's the next, that's one of those bucket lists. Now I have to pick a day. I didn't pick a day. I need to go out there and do it. There are a couple of yarn shows that are coming up actually, but I don't think I'm ready financially to do that. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I have to figure that out. But that's on the bucket list, to get a good wheel. Yeah. Oh, and then oh yeah, one of you saying, "Wish I could retire. My job called me Friday, wanting to know when I was coming back. The surgery was Friday." See, we were talking about work-life balance, and this is what I say is not work-life balance. When you do that to people, see, that's crazy, in my opinion. That's insane. Yeah. Oh, yes and yes. Okay. So bougie. Okay, we like it, Suzanne. All right, nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Retiring is interesting. I mean, I didn't think I wasn't. Like I said, it was unexpected, and but like we had to really like reevaluate like how we spend and things like that. When you're on a like a fixed income, it really does change how you live, and that's part of the reason why I guess I'm doing YouTube too. Sort of a creative outlet, but also, you get a couple pennies. It's not, at least for me, I'm a small channel, but those big channels do great, and that's what I said. In my mind, I want to shoot to get those numbers, to get the views, get the numbers of people to get the views. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. So I'm only 998,000 away from that million. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Oh yeah, you told me. Oh, you missed your wheel. I know, I know. So I was in the flea market. This lady had a wheel, but I wasn't prepared. And you told me the one to get. I know. But that's the whole thing. Like we weren't financially at that point ready to do it. And that's what stinks, when those opportunities come. So yeah, there's that. And then Roberta's saying, I had that just recently, designed a toy per customer. She says, yeah, but you can change this. I changed it. She says, you can do this. I said, no, I can sell this if you don't want. Well, see, now that's a whole nother thing, Roberta. See, teachers, I feel like professors are supposed to help you to grow. So that's a whole different thing. But this whole thing with when people know what they're getting and then they want to change it. See, that's tough. I don't know how you manage that. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Maybe I'll do that, Juanita. So you said there's a spinning equipment resale group on Ravelry. It's a good place to start. Okay. All right. I'll do that right after we get off. I'm going to take a look over there. And then It's Not Magic is saying, Juanita, they're like that. I mean, you can just jump up from the table and come back to work. Yeah. Yeah, that is terrible. Oh, Mater's here. Mater's workshop. Morning from work. Good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the that's the evil plan, you guys. We're gonna keep the evil plan going. And thank you so much for starting your week with me. Like I said, we're gonna you know let me see if I can remember my little spiel here. So the whole idea is for Motivation Monday is to set the intention for the week. We're going to start the week off on a positive note. Do a little planning and work that plan and sort of move forward to where we want to get to and do those steps. Yeah, so that's kind of the evil plan of Motivation Monday. And like I said, make sure any of those plans are very, very specific, like none of this someday stuff. You got to pick a date. And even if you don't make that date, plans are changeable. You can always move the date, but as long as you're looking forward, that's really the key in life, right? Yes. So anyway, it's not magic is she's going to be adulting. Love you too. Love you all. Thank you so much for coming. And she spins a saying, they have problems with me giving myself insulin at my desk. Oh, imagine the cringe of watching me put in eye drops several times a day. LOL. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, insulin is insulin. Like, it's like, come on. It's not that deep. And I know you're not the only one in that place with diabetes. Like, come on. It's crazy. Like, they shouldn't trip about that. But I guess, I don't know, maybe you have to go. And I don't want to tell you go in the bathroom, but like, do they have like a lounge where you could do that? If they don't like you doing it at your desk, that's crazy. But yeah, the eye drops, that's going to be interesting too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Like they need a lounge or something. If you could, just go off to the side and do it. I don't know. It's tough. It really is. And people are very, scared of injections. They get really freaked out, right? Yeah, I understand. But diabetes is not like, trust me, you're not the only one in America with diabetes or in that company, I'm sure. I know, it's like weird. If you do it in the bathroom, it's weird too. Well, not in the bathroom, but like, do they have like a lounge area? I don't know. Like a lounge where you can do it. I don't know. Just throw it out. Oh, okay. Mater says, I have way too many bills, so I'm motivated to go to. I understand that. Yes. But remember, you want to try to sort of do what you love, and hopefully that's what you do. That's the other little thing I'll just throw out there too, is that hopefully, in life you can do what you love. And they say you'll never work. Now, that never happened for me. I'm sort of doing it now, is I'm doing more of the crochet and things like that, knitting. I'm doing more of that on the side, but it's not like it's a real business at this point. But I am a lot happier doing my own thing, for sure. Yep. Okay. And thank you so much, Suzanne. Great live, Kelly. Thanks for sharing. Yep. It's all good. All right. So let's see here. We did it. We got through. Uh-oh. Let me take that comment. But anyway, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some stuff. That's what I always say. You know what I mean? Seen some stuff. And yeah, for sure. All right. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you soon on the YouTube streets. And I'm going to play a little bit of Drizzle. And wherever you are, Drizzle Stank, I appreciate you. Thank you. And we'll see you soon.
Every day. When does she bring it? Every day.
So have a great week, and we'll see you soon.